Fana laka zikr. Warafana laka zikr. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. To keep one's convenient is a part of faith. Narrated. Aisha Razi Allah Ta'ala Anu. I never felt so jealous of any woman as I did of Khadija. Though she had died 3 years before, the Prophet ﷺ married me, and that was because I heard him mentioning her too often, and because his Lord had ordered him to give her the glad tidings that she would have a place in paradise made of qasab, and because he used to slaughter a sheep and distribute its meat among her friends. The superiority of the ones who looks after and sustain as an orphan. Narrated. Sahih bin Saad, the Prophet ﷺ said, I and the person who looks after an orphan and provides for him will be in paradise like this, putting his index and middle fingers together. The one who looks after and works for a widow. Narrated. Safwan bin Sulaim, the Prophet ﷺ said, the one who looks after and works for a widow and for a poor person is like a warrior fighting for Allah's cause, or like a person who observes some fast during the day and offers salat prayers all the night. Narrated. Abu Huraira that the Prophet ﷺ as above, Hadees number 6006. The one who looks after and works for al-miskin, a poor person. Narrated. Abu Huraira Razi Allah Ta'ala Anu, Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, the one who looks after and works for a widow and for al-miskin, a poor person, is like a warrior fighting for Allah's cause. The sub-narrator Al-Nabi is not sure whether he also said this like the one who offers salat prayer all the night without slackness and observes some fast continuously and never breaks his fast. What is said regarding being merciful to the people and to the animal. Narrated. Abu Sulaiman Malik bin Huarith, we came to the Prophet ﷺ and we were a few young men of approximately same age and stayed with him for 20 nights. Then he thought that we were anxious for our families and he asked us whom we had left behind to look after our families, and we told him he was kind-hearted and merciful. So he said, return to your families and teach them religious knowledge and order them to do good deeds and offer your salat prayer in the way you saw me offering my salat prayer, and when the stated time for the salat prayer become due, then one of you should pronounce is called azan, and the eldest of you should lead you in salat prayer. Narrated. Abu Huraira Raziallahu Ta'ala Anhu, last messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, while a man was walking on a road, they became very thirsty. Then he came across a well, got down into it, drank of its water, and then came out. Meanwhile, he saw a dog panting and licking mud because of excessive thirst. The man said to himself, this dog is suffering from the same state of thirst there as I did. So he went down the well again and filled his shoe with water and held it in his mouth and watered the dog. Allah thanked him for that deed and forgave him. The people asked, O Allah's Messenger, is there a reward for us in serving the animals? He said, yes, there is a reward for serving any animate living being. Narrator Abu Huraira Razi Allah Ta'ala Anhu, Allah's Messenger ﷺ stood up for the Salat prayer, and we too stood up along with him. Then a Bedouin shouted while offering Salat prayer, "O Allah, bestow your mercy on me and Muhammad ﷺ only, and do not bestow it on anybody else along with us." When the Prophet ﷺ had finished his Salat prayer with Taslim, he said to the Bedouin, "You have limited, narrowed a very vast thing, meaning Allah's mercies." Narrated an Nu'man bin Bashir, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "You see the believers as regard their being merciful among themselves, showing love among themselves, and being kind among themselves, resembling one body, so that if any part of the body is not well, then the whole body shares the sleeplessness, insomnia, and fever with it." Narrated Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "If any Muslim plants any plant and a human being or an animal eats of it, he will be rewarded as if he had given that much in charity." Narrated Jarir bin Abdullah, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "He who is not merciful to others will not be treated mercifully." Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.